The EU is reportedly furious at Britain for distributing too many of its own renewable contracts to local developers and has decided to take action amid a supply crisis. The UK is the world leader in offshore wind, with more installed capacity than any other country. Already, offshore wind powers the equivalent of 4.5 million homes annually and generated over 10% of UK electricity in 2020. It comes following a huge push from the government to invest in renewable energy in order to reach net zero by 2050. They want Britain to be capable of producing 40 gigawatts of offshore wind by 2030. The EU is aiming for 300 gigawatts by 2050. But, according to The Sun, the Commission is examining whether Britain is unfairly prioritizing local firms and is on the brink of filing a challenge with the World Trade Organization, WTO. Ministers have reportedly been pushing for wind farm developments to hire local companies, without putting in legal requirements. The drive comes amid mounting concern about how some tradesmen will fare during the shift to green energy and as Europe faces an energy supply crisis. The gas and oil industry is one of the most vulnerable sectors, so many workers are being retrained to work on renewable projects. Gary Smith, General Secretary of the GMB Union, said, "If the UK doesn't secure tens of thousands of green manufacturing jobs needed to develop the next generation of offshore wind, then it won't be the fault of the EU, it will be the fault of the government." Ministers know this, so rather than bleating about what competitors may or may not do, they need to get our own house in order so we can start onshoring the jobs from our renewables sector that have been offshored to the rest of the world over the last decade. Bluntly, the credibility of the government's levelling up and green industrial revolution agendas depend on this. The UK plans to quadruple offshore wind capacity in the next 8 years and is said to have international developers queuing up to build 17 new projects. But there have also reportedly been moves to strengthen developers' spending with UK companies. In 2020, the industry set a target for 60% of contracts in domestic projects, up from 50%. The government's Contract for Difference, CFD, is believed to be at the heart of a possible challenge from the European Commission. These form the guarantees on the price that companies will pay for electricity. But ministers are understood to believe the rules comply with all legal obligations. A spokesman said, "We wait to see what action they may take, but would contest any challenge the EU brought against the UK on this matter." CFD auctions are a vital part of our efforts to drive down the cost of renewable energy. The application process does not include a requirement for developers to use UK content, as alleged by the EU.